Okay. All right, guys. This is our PittNUG webinar. Welcome, everyone. Today we have Ryan May from Tipalti. He's going to walk us through how AP automation fits into a NetSuite environment. So, Ryan, you can take it away.
Thank you much, Rhonda. Good afternoon, everybody. I guess I get to say that by a couple minutes now, as we've just moved
Yes,
into
you
that
do.
space. Thanks to PittNUG and Rhonda, thanks to you and GYF for hosting this. As mentioned, I'm Ryan May, and I manage alliances at Tipalti, which means I spend a lot of my time working with firms like GYF and the NetSuite teams that they support. So some of you may remember, depending on how long you've been attending these, Tipalti presenting a few years back. So we are happy to be back, and I'm happy to be representing us here. So the screen speaks for itself there. This is going to be a walkthrough on how AP automation fits into the NetSuite environment, and more usefully, how to recognize signals that it's actually the right time to bring it in. Hopefully, or you will leave with a 5-point self-check at the end of this that you can use on your own org, but hopefully you find what I run through today valuable. So our test starts right off the bat here, Rhonda. If you can try and pull poll one, we'll kick it off with that. And if it doesn't work, we shall pivot quickly.
Let's see. Can you guys see this poll? It's called Untitled. I forgot to put a title.
No. Looks like
Anybody see the poll?
it took you to like a where AP breaks down page.
Yeah, you can probably
Oh,
just see my deck versus the actual one. All right, we tried,
oh,
Rhonda. It's
okay.
we'll
Sorry.
figure this out next time. It was a great idea, though.
Unless you want me to, read the poll and say, here's your
I don't want
choices.
to put you through too much of that, but at
Okay,
any
okay.
rate, the
It's
poll
like,
question was actually, you know what? I can read through the poll, but essentially what I
yeah.
was hoping to do through that was just kind of getting a sense of how everyone's dealing with invoices and getting them into NetSuite at this point. This slide kind of speaks to that a little bit, obviously. The manual entry piece, invoices are getting keyed and one by a time. Someone opens PDFs, reads the vendor, the amount, the GL code, and typically types it into NetSuite. That's obviously not a ideal flow, as it's a bit of slow, error prone, and it doesn't scale is the ultimate issue there. So every new invoice has the same steps, and no matter how many of those that get processed, that is a lot of work. And the scaling part, obviously the biggest pain point. The email approvals, obviously, invoices go out after that and get signed over email. It's a forwarded PDF screenshot. There's no system tracking that and who approved what and or when. And if auditors asks, that's a fun task, as I'm sure some of you are very well aware, as that's a lot of digging through inboxes and reconstructing that audit trail. And then the approver's out of the office, it just sits. So there's a myriad of pitfalls to what that entails. The bank portals piece, once approved paying, it often means logging into your bank's portal. And if you've got multiple banks or payment entities, multiple entities, logins, just taking that time to get that into NetSuite is obviously painstaking. Payment status lives outside of your system as well. And until someone records that and reconciles it, you're not going to know what that is. Month end, that's the real kicker. Someone stitches this all together, payments, approvals, invoices across all subsidiaries by hand just to make sure the books tie out. So that's the reconciliation tax that this whole manual chain causes and what the whole AP automation is looking to solve for you. The real big problem I'd say in all of this is this a lot of this it doesn't fail loudly. It scales quietly. It's through another hire. As your volume grows, it's another spreadsheet. So all of these things just kind of pile on one another until you've got a system that's ultimately not doing what it's supposed to be doing. Pivoting to my next slide here. This is what it ultimately ends up looking for in terms of the end-to-end AP automation. This is the workflow on one screen, and the line through as I walk through this is nothing replaces NetSuite. Everything just is a step that goes back into NetSuite. So capture invoices arrive by email or supplier portal and digitize automatically. That's the invoice you see on the screen there to the right. Nobody keys anything. Coding the AI maps each invoice to each line of your chart of accounts and subsidiary structures, and the dimensions you already track, class, department, location, your custom fields. It learns from the direct corrections, so exceptions shrink over time. Your team reviews, and it stops doing data entry. Approve routing rules, replace the email chase. That's the approval chain on the right. Approvers act directly from email, never a new login, which is exactly why the adoption sticks. Every approval is logged. And on the pay front, one payment covers every method, currency, and entity. So Tipalti covers 200 plus countries, 120 currencies. Suppliers pick their own payment preference at onboarding. So instead of logging into 3 bank portals, you approve one run, and every payment is screened against OFAC and sanctions list automatically inside the workflow. The one differentiating piece that Tipalti really leans on is being a licensed money transmitter. So the same regulations that banks are upheld to, we have gone through those processes as well. So that's the real strength of the Tipalti use case, I'd say, is once these organizations or your organization scales and becomes multi-entity, global, different currencies, that's when I think we are a real consideration for what you're building. I'll stop there as I've been rambling on for a little bit, but if there's any questions, and I should have said this off the get-go, but feel free to put them into the chat. Rhonda's manning that end. And if you'd like to just kind of interject or any questions as I'm flowing through here, please feel free to do so.
Yeah, shout out guys or chat.
And if you find those polls that are hiding there somewhere, let us know about those too. Built-in controls. So for admins and controllers, the controls come with it, not after it. The audit trail captures every user and supply action automatically. So when the auditor asks what's approved, it's a report, not a reconstruction. 2- and 3-way PO matching runs with tolerance thresholds that you set, and every payee record is screened for fraud and sanctions before money moves. So on the tax compliance front, W-9s, W-8s, VAT, it's all KPMG approved across the United States, United Kingdom, European Union, and Canada. So as one architectural note, this is certified built for NetSuite, recertified against every NetSuite release. So that means on the upgrade cycles within NetSuite, nothing's breaking. No suite script, nothing for your team to build or maintain. It all rollouts and re-implementations. So your instance and your charts of accounts stay exactly as you built them. It's measured in weeks and scoped in front, and your NetSuite partner, for many of you, that's GYF, stay in the loop throughout.
Yes, we did have someone ask about the process for integration, so.
Okay, good stuff. And then I had another poll kind of planned for this that I will manually get you through. But one of the things that we're looking for today in terms of how you're currently going about this is how you pay suppliers, and if it's in one more country or another currency, and how AP, if it runs across multiple entities or subsidiaries. As I mentioned there, that's ultimately where Tipalti shines and differentiates. We can do kind of the AP front that everyone else is doing, but when we get into those specific criterias, that's ultimately, I think, when Tipalti is a tough piece to beat. So for the 5-point self-check, and this is kind of like the signing off piece that I want to leave everybody with, just to kind of understand where your organization is at. On the number 1 front, so your team is still keying in invoices to NetSuite by hand. Number 2, approvals live in email threads, not in a system. Number 3, payments run through bank portals outside of NetSuite. And number 4, reconciliation spans multiple entities or currencies. 5, invoice volume is growing faster than your finance headcount. So not referencing the poll there, but just wanted to be honest with you. If none of these things are issues for you, then automation and AP and Tipalti probably aren't good fits and you don't need it yet. But if any of those are yeses, it's something that is likely worth considering and could likely ease a lot of pain and manual work that you're currently experiencing. So A little bit brief there, I think, without my polls and the wonderful banter that those were going to create. But that's basically what I've kind of prepared for this for you today. If there's any questions, like I said, I'm happy to keep talking and answer anything that you've got going on there. There will be slides shared with you after this, and I will even send those poll questions out for you as well as this five question checklist.
Well,
To
and the other
help
thing
you out.
too, I was going to say, if, for, for anyone that wants to see more of a demo, right? We can reach out to Ryan and, oh, training, support, and costing.
Good questions. The training, so all of that honestly is that's all typically scoped on a by case scenario based on what your actual AP load is, invoice load is. So I can't really give you a ballpark. It's competitive with everyone else in the marketplace. But yeah, we typically case that out on a case by case.
And it's, it's free to see a demo and kind of go through that process to see if it works for you, right?
Absolutely, yeah. So if you are
It's just
interested in
time.
learning more about it, absolutely,
Yeah,
yeah. You
it's
can
just
reach out
time.
to
So,
me or use Rhonda to go through
yeah,
GYF to get
either
in touch with
way,
us. Yeah,
either
happy,
way. I
happy to
mean,
handle that.
yeah, I'll send this out with your information, but either way, we can always connect you. It doesn't matter if you go straight to Ryan or come through us. It's again, just to show you a product that can help you. And it's really up to you guys to see if that is going to work for you directly with Ryan, with Tipalti, and go from there. It's just kind of like an introduction. This could do some things for you. So anybody else have any questions on for Ryan while he's on with us? And like I said, this is recorded. I can post it. I'll post the presentation. You can just yell out if you want. Going once. Oh no. I feel bad about these poll questions. I don't know how that works. Share results. Nobody took the poll.
Yeah, that makes
So
both of us, Rhonda. We'll figure it out for our next one
yeah.
here. But yeah,
Yeah, I know. It's just
maybe write
they
a
make it
strongly
look
worded
easy, but
email to Zoom.
I typed them up, so unfortunately it just didn't work. Okay, anybody? Last chance. Okay, Ryan. Sounds like they're good. But I thank you for taking the time to do this for our group. I appreciate it. And
Yeah, appreciate the time, Rhonda, and thanks for the audience. And as Rhonda had mentioned, if anyone's interested in learning more, you can reach out to me directly. You can reach out
yep,
via Rhonda and GYF as well, and we'll send out the slides for you following the
yep,
presentation here.
yep. Okay.
All
Sounds
right,
good.
all.
See everyone. Have a good afternoon. Thanks,
Thank you,
Ryan.
Day. See you.
Bye.